My name is Pam Moore, and I was diagnosed with sickle cell disease, sickle cell type SS. Sickle cell has impacted my life in many ways. So first of all, there's things that physically I may have wanted to do as a child that I couldn't do. Some sports I may have wanted to play, different goals I had, I wasn't able to reach. Like I wanted to be a dancer and like swim and things like that. So as a child, it affected me that way. Also, just growing up into adulthood, it affected just being able to go to school consistently. So I'm not one of those people with sickle cell who have chronic pain. So I don't experience daily chronic pain. I have more of the spontaneous pain crises that come. So when those come, usually it's either mild, moderate, or it's severe. So if it's severe, then I'll go into either the infusion center or the hospital. But if it's something mild or moderate, I'll try to manage it at home. So what I do is I do a number of things, and whatever works for that time is what works. So I'll either try heating pad, or I'll try some deep breathing. I'll try drinking hot water. I'll try doing just resting. I'll try hot showers. So a lot of anything that's going to help kind of relax the muscle from the pain that's happening. And then worst case scenario, of course, I have to take my pain medication that's prescribed to me, which are usually, very strong Percocets. There's good years and then there's bad years for me. So it's hard to put a number on it. It really depends. So I would say in a bad year, I can have probably about 9 pain crises. In a good year, I may only have 2. So it just really depends on how the year was. So usually I will only go to the hospital for maybe out of those 9, 2. Yep, just 2, because I would love to go to the hospital for all 9 of them, but the trade-off of going to the hospital and staying home, to me, it's not worth it. So whereas I would love to just go into the hospital and get that immediate pain relief instead of fighting through it at home, but I have to think about, okay, the costs. I have to think about how long I'm going to end up waiting in an uncomfortable lobby and having people stare at me while I'm in pain. I have to think about childcare because I have a 7-year-old daughter. I have to think about who's going to take me. Do I want to sit there by myself? So I have to think about all those things when I go to the hospital. When I was in college, I got like the government health care, so Medicaid, Medicare. I qualified for those things, so it was a lot easier, because they typically cover everything 100%. But when I got out of college, I started working my own job. I had the private insurance that my employer provides, and typically that's like 80% they cover, and then I cover the 20%. And 80% sounds like a lot, but if you're looking at a $10,000 bill, that's $2,000 that I have to kick out. So when I'm in the hospital, usually I'll go to the emergency room and I make sure I'm only there for like 24 hours because I'm thinking about the bill, which is not something you should have to think about when you're going through that type of scenario. But so usually the hospital will say, okay, well, you can do a payment plan. So I'll do a payment plan and I'll pay it down over the year. And then the next year I might get sick again and then have another hospital bill that I'll pay down through the year. Oh, I share my story today because a lot of reasons. Well, I share my story today because I think it's important to hear from patients' perspectives, and also because I want to do what I can to contribute to advancing sickle cell in many different areas.